What up, it's your boy X-Priest with some sad news. Baloo has left the building. My man. He's gone on to do bigger and better things with his wife, just chilling, doing his thing. You know, just overwhelmed with work and new marriage and all that good stuff, which I totally understand. So, it's just gonna be the three-man weave. I just want to say to Baloo, much love, my brother, and we'll see you on the other side. He might make a guest appearance, we'll see. But let's let this rock a little bit. Shout out to Baloo, pour out a little liquor. All right, showtime. Let's go.
This is not a game. This is not a job. This is what we do. We do it because we love it. We do it because we got heart and soul. We've been doing this for decades. Spitting straight knowledge. Ethergamerradio. Let's go.
What up? It's your boy X-Priest, show 55. You guys heard the intro, heard the news. Baloo has left the building. What's up, fellas?
Yo, this is Soul Acoustic. Yeah, big shout out to Baloo. We are going to miss you on the show. You know, like you said, he's on to bigger and better things. So do your thing.
And hey, it's Broke Gamer. Yeah, sad to hear about Baloo. He's just been really busy recently, and, you know, he was having a hard time keeping up, so we decided to cut him a bit of slack.
Yeah, exactly. Bro, you decided to cut him. Bro came in like with the hammer and the claw and just like...
I didn't want to say anything, but
you know what,
that's what it felt like.
I'm going to L.A. You know, I'm taking my talents to ethergamerradio. It's time to kick some fools off the stage. They can't handle the truth, but it's all to the good.
Make some room for Broke.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nah, it's not like that. I was actually really bummed to see that because he added some levity that I really liked to the show. So hopefully we can still keep some of that there.
Oh, exactly. You know, coming from the whole average gamer, and he wasn't, you know, he's definitely not a hardcore gamer. So, we might have to be like the LA Lakers and pick up some new talent for that spot. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see how things go. But all right, fellas. So how was your week and all that good stuff? So, you know, anything new, any changes besides the whole Baloo dramas?
Nah, not really. I mean, you know, we've got some interesting stuff going on in sports right now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but literally probably just an hour ago, looks like DeMarcus Cousins signed with the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, I can't stand the Warriors personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I am a LeBron fan, so, you know, I can't apologize for greatness. But that's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm taking my talents to the Lakers.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. But other than that, I mean, really just playing games, working on my truck and whatnot. So
okay. So
that's cool. That's cool, dude.
So Broke House Swamp Studios, what's going on there?
Swamp Studios, barely just staying out of the heat, man. It's real swampy over here, but we're managing.
Okay. Nice.
But it was a more or less tame week. You know, it was pretty busy with work. 4th of July is happening in like 2 days right now as of recording, so I've just been getting into gear to make sure all the pools are ready for all those swimmers.
Okay.
But I've been getting back into Pokemon Go. I found out that you can have friends and you can actually you can trade now, and I was like, well, that was one of my biggest issues, and they're starting to fix those issues. So I've just been doing that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I also went to go watch Hereditary with my friend Alex, and that movie's a trip.
Oh, nice. What is that about, man?
Real scary movie.
Oh, it's a scary horror flick.
Yeah, see, and I had to listen to another podcast where they explained what it was about, because when I first saw the preview for it, I was like, well, this is just like a family psychological thriller. I want nothing to do with this. And I heard them talk about it, and I was like, ooh, buddy, this is kind of intense. Okay. Like, I was bothered by just a description of what was going on in the movie. So I was like, all right, let's go watch it.
Dang, man. Wow. You know, you should have mixed...
I don't want to spoil it, because there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Yeah, you should have mixed in some Uncle Drew, man, you know. See what Kyrie was up to. Because I want to get that in or whatever, and get in Ant-Man, comes out this
Oh,
week.
yeah, that's
gotta
coming
watch
out.
Ant-Man. Yep. Hey, Broke, you gotta hit me up on Pokemon Go too. I've been back playing that as well, but I've been
I'm
playing
down,
for the
dude.
past couple of months.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know some good
Yeah.
spots downtown here in Sacramento. There's just a bunch of really good areas.
Oh yeah, I remember back when Pokemon Go first released. We were out there in downtown, running around trying to catch them all.
That's
Okay.
the spot, man.
Well-
That's where you would see the most people. I remember it revived our old district that we have down here in Sacramento. It's called Old Sac.
Yeah,
And it was just like shoulder to shoulder crowds just walking down the boardwalk. It's crazy how many people came out to play that game in those areas.
right.
Well, if
So
you guys
I've
get
got hopes for it.
if you guys get back into that, just don't become a victim. That's all. I know.
Oh yeah, keep your eyes up.
Make sure you're paying attention. Don't get robbed.
I'll become a victim for a Charizard.
Damn, that's too bad. All right, well, let's get into what you've been playing.
Oh yeah.
All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first, and I want to go first because I want to spend a little time talking about Destiny.
Oh, here we go.
So one of the games
I don't know if we should believe what you say, about Destiny these days, man.
No, I mean, really, honestly, it's not nothing I've never echoed before.
Uh-huh.
Not nothing I never. You like all those? Anyway, no, basically, I just want to talk about the community. I really, really love the Destiny community. The people who are hardcore, who love to play, who have patience, who aren't rage quitting, who aren't, automatically judging you 100%. Like, oh, you suck. You can't be playing with us, and blah blah blah. I really, really appreciate those people. I did ran a raid on Sunday with just a random looking for group thing that the Xbox has, and I do have to say the Xbox has a way better interface for people who are looking for groups and stuff
LFGers.
than the PlayStation does. It's a way better interface.
I will say that's one of the checks inside of the Xbox area is that the online service and the matchmaking for most games that I've played is pretty spot on.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. So I didn't know this because I was just kind of messing around, thumbing around, looking at what I wanted to do. And I went to the Game Hub on the Microsoft dashboard for Destiny. I found a group of people who were looking for some people to do the raid. So I hopped on. I was a little nervous because, I remember back in the day how frustrating it was to play with somebody who didn't know what they were doing. And I hadn't played the raid in so long. And I was kind of like, I guess we'll see how it goes, But I ran into a group of kids from I think they're from overseas. I don't want to misrepresent them in any way, but I think they were from overseas. But they were definitely kids. And they were some of the dopest kids you've ever played video games with.
That's cool, dude.
Yeah, it was really, really awesome. And they were cool, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is how you do it," and blah 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 blah, and telling me. And they were very patient with me and another person who didn't really know what we were doing. As I relearned the gauntlet and bats and stuff like that. For those of you who are avid Destiny players still, and I got some pretty sweet gear and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool. I mean, that reminded me of why I used to love playing Destiny. So I was like, that was really fun. I had a good time, even though it was dying a bunch. I got, like I said, some raid pieces, so that was awesome. So I was like, hey, that's super cool. But other than that, I've just been playing Destiny, playing a little bit of God of War, just trying to 100% that thing. And that's about it.
Cool, dude.
Oh, nice. At least you got a raid in. Did it feel like old times as far as, the game being fun and, the whole process? Because you
that's it.
Squirting Destiny with all kind of haterade. Like you was popping bottles.
I'm still not 100% sure that the $40 I'm going to pay for the Forsaken is going to be worth it, but I'm going to do it because I've already invested into it. And I will say it definitely feels better playing it on the Xbox than it did on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
But doing the raid, it helped that I got gear and I got, some stuff I didn't have.
Opposed to coins.
As opposed to coins or as opposed to stuff I already had and stuff like that. So that was nice.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and go. Well, I've been playing Sicario. I watched Sicario because me and my boy were supposed to go and check out the new movie. So I haven't seen the first one, so I watched the first one. He ended up getting sick or whatever, so we're going to hook up next week and do that. So I was like, man, you know what? This makes me feel like playing some Wildlands. So, man, I was playing the hell out of Wildlands. It was hella fun. That whole drug trade and all that, taking out bosses and all that or whatever. I felt like I was in a movie in the caves doing my thing. It was cool, man. It was fun. So I got a lot of, I put in a lot of work, in Wildlands again, because on the PlayStation 4, already passed it, did everything, had most all the weapons, whatever. Well, I love that, most all the weapons. Dang, soul's rubbing off on me. But so I bought it because Soul has it on the Xbox, so I went ahead and got it again on the Xbox, and I have to get all my stuff. But that game is so fun.
As soon as it gets on Game Pass, I'll be there too.
Okay, cool, man. You'll love it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome because I still need to build my way through the jungles out there.
Yeah.
So
and just dialing in my weapons and all that, and been playing, putting in work, and I finally got the man called me up. He's like, I need some help. I was like, who's this? He's like, this is Sam Fisher. I was like, oh, Sam. So I was like, okay, cool. And I got him. I'm gonna work on that mission or whatever next. But no, it was heck of fun. But
that's cool.
I did get a little bit of Destiny in there, and a couple of other titles that I'm just trying out. But yeah, so that was my what you've been playing. What about you, bro?
Me, I have still been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I feel like I'm going to be on that one for a minute. Just a lot of fun doing the side quests. I'm avoiding as much of the story as possible because the minute that I see a question mark or an exclamation point, that's the direction I'm going in. So I've been robbing caravans, doing the I got one of the heavy maces, and I'm just having a ball doing the ability where you like the overpower ability.
Yeah.
And then using the charge up ability with the heavy maces or the clubs and knocking over riders on horses. Like both the horses and the guys are falling over at the same time. So I get a good laugh out of that.
Dang, I try not to kill any
That's
horses.
funny. That's awesome.
Or dogs or whatever else.
And then the other game that I was playing that I mentioned earlier was Pokemon Go. I ended up going out with my friend Alex before we went to go watch the movie, and we just caught a few Pokemon. I even managed to find a shiny one, which those are the ones that are than the standard,
really?
so they're super
so they
rare to
have
find.
that now?
Yeah, shinies are out now, so I'm excited for that. And then the trading's a little weird. You can't trade Pokemon that you haven't caught before. So like, if I have a Charizard and I want to give you a Charizard and you've never caught one, I can't just give it to you. So it's mainly for switching around like battle. That you go into battles, you want to have the strongest ones, and sometimes other people catch better ones. And so you could be like, this one's nearly perfect in stats. I've got a bunch of them. I don't need it. I'll trade you for a trash Pokemon. Let's trade. And so it works out in that sense.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
cool,
so
cool.
that's pretty cool. Got into some.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Skype gods are messing with you.
Oh, are they? Oh,
Yeah.
well, curse you.
Curse you, Skype gods.
Yeah, so it's just that I'm probably gonna play some more For Honor this week. I put it down because I was busy with Assassin's Creed Odyssey last week.
Yeah.
Real quick too, I just want to throw in here. I just want to let you know this week.
You broke up there.
It just
Repeat that,
oh,
please.
can you? Yeah, I just wanted to let you know what I'm going to be playing this next week. What I'm going to be talking about next week because I just purchased it. And that is Mario Tennis Aces.
Oh, I'm coming over.
Nice.
Come on by. Let's get on it.
Cool.
Mario Tennis Aces. Yeah, let us know. Do a review on it.
Yeah,
See
I'm going to have it. I'll do a review on it. I'm going to have it tomorrow. So.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll be back.
Check us out on Twitter at ethergamerradio. It's always going down on our Facebook fan page, ethergamerradio. Subscribe on iTunes to stay up to date with our shows. You'll get them delivered right to your phone. Hit us up at ethergamerradio hotline 916-877-5745. Lead us a blast out, and we'll air it on the show. Let's go.
All right. You guys ready for that?
Gaming news.
Let's do it.
Gaming news.
There you go. Okay, so what's on tap?
Okay, so we got PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds creators. They drop a lawsuit over Fortnite. So last month, Kotaku reported that South Korea's PUBG Corp, the studio behind PlayerUnknown's Battleground, was suing Epic Games, the developer of Fortnite, for copyright infringement. PUBG Corporation has now withdrawn its lawsuit. Earlier this week, PUBG Corporation sent a withdrawal letter to Epic Games, the studio behind Fortnite. According to Bloomberg, the court case is no more good. Chinese internet giant Tencent has ownership in both companies, and PlayerUnknown's Battleground runs on Epic's Unreal Engine. Awkward. PUBG Corporation would not say why the lawsuit has been dropped, nor would it say whether there was a settlement reached. Epic's Korea branch didn't issue a comment to Bloomberg, and Kotaku has also followed up with Epic for a comment, but did not receive one prior to publication. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, first of all, PUBG shouldn't be trying to sue anybody first off for for what putting 100 people in a bowl or whatever, and then people fighting it out or whatever until the last man stands. I mean, come on, it makes no sense. I mean, if that's the case, the first person who created FPSs should be suing everybody. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Counter-Strike should sue everybody. You know, as far as
Duke Nukem, Doom. I mean, there's so many.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a slippery ground, because the fact that formula was started by the Arma 2 mod DayZ, which people were playing, and it was you drop in from the sky, you get your weapons, everything that you need you find on the ground. The only thing that's different is they added another mod with PUBG where it's a circle and it makes people get closer and closer to fight instead of just having them wander around, because that was the thing about DayZ and Arma is that you kind of could just spend all of your time doing whatever you wanted to, as opposed to being forced into a fighting situation.
Yeah, no, I remember that game from like back in the day, DayZ, when that was, the hot thing. And
that was the hotness,
I didn't have a PC, and I would see people playing it, and I was like, dang, that looks pretty fun.
It's really cool, because it was just true to combat mechanics and having to take care of yourself, and it was like a survival thing as well too, where like if you got hurt or you sprained your leg or something, you'd have to heal that, otherwise you'd be running at a disadvantage. And then every once in a while, like a zombie would show up and try and like mess you up, and you'd be like, all right, kill the zombies. But now that alerts actual people, and then people show up and try to attack you for your gear. It's just a really cool thing there.
Yeah, when you get into the whole suing thing, I mean, if you're stealing people's code, the whole lawsuit back in the day with the Unreal Engine, I forgot what developer it was, but he was pissed because he didn't get all the development tools, for his games and this, that, and the other from the Unreal Engine, because you have to buy each piece and component or whatever to make a particular title. If you're stealing code or using somebody else's engine and all that stuff without getting paid, that's one thing. But stealing somebody's idea of a game, that's for the public to decide at the end of the day.
Right.
Do you like, what is it? Day one? Or
DayZ.
DayZ 1 opposed to HZ1, or what isn't it called? HZ?
Yeah. The other one. It was like
different-
H1Z1 or something like that.
H1Z1,
Then Souls game, which he hasn't played in ages or whatever, State of Death. State of Decay.
No,
You played it too.
I'm still playing it.
But no. My point is, it's that style of game. I mean, come on. If you like it, somebody makes a better iteration of it, then that's what it is. Somebody builds upon it, because that's how gaming has started over its millennia.
Yeah.
Of building upon other people's designs and making it better and coming up with better mechanics, better shooter mechanics, better ideas. Just that whole process to get where we're at. So, PUBG, what you get? You get our first
straight.
Ooh.
Those guys tried to flex, and Fortnite did not flinch.
Yeah, so you get our first bad gamer because you're doing good. Enjoy it while it lasts because you don't have a real game. Why don't you take the time to create a real game? Sorry that Fortnite took you over, and as far as what you were trying to do and what you wanted to do, Fortnite just came like LeBron to the Lakers. But anyway, but at the end of the day, hey man, hopefully you got something else in your pocket. One thing.
Hey, I have a question for you though, Priest. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think that if PUBG would have came to Xbox the way that they had marketed that they were going to come to Xbox with 4K graphics, 60 frames per second, so on and so forth, do you think they would be in the same boat that they're in right now? Or do you think Fortnite still would have took them over?
You mean as far as the lawsuit, or just as far as the game?
Just as far as popularity and whatnot.
Because that's really what made it so that they couldn't get one over on Fortnite. Is just the fact that Fortnite is so much more popular than PUBG.
Yeah, to be honest, so I don't think it's about the graphics. I'm gonna tell you why. Counter-Strike is a beast still in the PC realm. People still play it and whatever. And that game does not look, it doesn't look up to par with what's being played now. So it's not about that, because when you have fun mechanics or whatever and good, shooter mechanics in the game, that's really what it's about. But when they came with the beta alpha that they were selling to people, it really put a lot of people off. And then when they were like, they probably broke the record in patches released in 2-month period of time.
Yeah.
If you really, look into it. But they were patching the game like every week and with different builds or whatever, because it wasn't even finished. And they were charging people to be their test subjects. So, so to me, and then Fortnite, you had to pay for Fortnite back in the day, and it still was selling. Then Fortnite,
but that was before it was Battle Royale, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then they gave it to you for free, and then it just caught on. But people always like Fortnite, mommy.
And
gamers,
now, with that being said, my next question is: all of these games coming that are putting Battle Royale in their games, such as Call of Duty, Battlefield 5. Do you think that these games have the capability to take over that Fortnite spot in popularity?
Nope. Because
I think Call of Duty
women will not play Call of Duty. Older people will not play Call of Duty. It's for the hardcore, like you were talking about on the last show. So it's these people who like, Fortnite's the in thing right now. Women play it, girls play it, they play it with their boyfriends or whatever, just to play. They're not trying to, worry about their score. They're just, dancing around, doing their thing or whatever, and helping out when they can. There's just it's that different community, than the Call of Duties and the hardcore or moderate players. It just doesn't have that. Now, whether or not it catches on as a whole and it becomes some big competition for the Call of Duty tournaments and all that, then I think that's still its own entity. Just like every bubble burst or whatever. So at some point, Fortnite, if it doesn't keep reinventing itself or whatever, will burst eventually. Because again, have you played it? Broke, have you played it?
Nope.
When I just don't mean play it, test it or whatever. I mean really play it, and I haven't played it. So it's just not something that I'm into. Now,
I think for me, what's really putting me off on it too, is it feels so like. I know this is not the case, obviously, because you all start out on the same playing grounds, but it feels so pay to win, even though it's not. I know it's not.
No, it's definitely not.
But it feels like it is, like, because you get in and you're in your regular army man clothes, and then you got John Wick standing next to you or shooting you down. It's just I don't know. It's kind of intimidating, I guess, in a way, because it's like, what the heck?
That's because you come from that hardcore perspective, meaning you're trying to do something in the game. You just don't want to get in the game, bump around, build something, shoot a couple people. You want to be hardcore. You want to try to master it, and I don't think you want to pour in that type of time and in that third person perspective, and just that cartoon art. It just lends to that whole,
I see what you're saying.
I don't want to say it's a B movie, and we're used to these, Denzel, AAA movies and all this, that, and the other. But it just has its own little niche audience, and which is a mass appeal. Because
it's not even really niche anymore.
It's not.
It's not super mainstream. Well, I think that's where I'm coming from.
But it's niche in the sense. But what I'm saying though is niche in the sense that I don't think most hardcore gamers play Fortnite, because if it were, it wouldn't be that great. Everybody else, there's more everybody else than hardcore gamers.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. There's
So
less
that's
hardcore
why
gamers.
it's a flip.
So that's
of
why the
whole-
game is so popular. Because
Exactly.
not really the hardcores are playing it.
Yeah, it's just everybody.
Unless they're making like some money off that stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, unless
Yeah,
you're a
interesting.
Twitch streamer and all that.
I feel like it's getting almost too much attention for me to want to get into it. Like people are they've invested a lot of time and just they have their groups and they've got the stuff figured out, and I don't feel like I want to go through that. Not while I've got all of these other interesting story-based games, because arena type games aren't really my thing anyways. So if I'm going to get into one, it's probably going to be one that's super complex and has a lot of it has like a really high learning curve, so that it pays off for me to put my time into it, as opposed to just grinding out skills and then eventually just kind of doing the same thing over and over again, which is kind of what that game feels like to me. And I don't really like doing that.
Yeah, I can't even put into words why it hasn't hooked me or why I haven't went back to it when I first started it. I have it on every system. I have it on the PS4.
Yeah.
I have it on Xbox.
I've got it
I have it
on
on
PC, and
the
I've got it on
Switch.
the Xbox
and
on my
I
phone,
still
but I'm just
cannot
not
bring
feeling
myself to play it. So
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good way of putting it. Like, I can't put it into words why it doesn't hook me.
I think
but it just
could
doesn't.
possibly be because we all feel like this is just going to blow over pretty soon. Like the bubble for Fortnite will pop, and then everybody's going to be like, "Oh, that's
but that brings us to our next topic. Will it blow over? Fortnite's insane rocket launch may be the greatest collective gaming moment in history.
And that's
So
one thing
on-
that I appreciate.
Yeah, so on June 30th, 2018, at 10:20 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Fortnite players witnessed collective game-wide rocket launch. Players saw a rocket launch from the villain base in Snobby Shores, which is a funny name, saw a booster fall off of it and land in Anchory Acres. That's weird. And saw as the rocket nosedived towards Tilted Towers before warping through a series of portals, the last of which opened a giant permanent crack in the sky that will almost certainly lead into Season's 5 mystery theme.
Okay, well,
From a technical...
go ahead.
What's
So,
that?
are you done?
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna.
There's a
There's
little more, but go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say shout out to Kyrie Irving. He gets our another first on the show, our one up, because he thinks the world is flat, and so we're in a dome. So what they did, they hit and cracked the dome or whatever for the flat earthers. So that's a shout out to Kyrie. Sorry about that.
That is
Go ahead and-
funny.
What was it? Around Fortnite Earth confirmed.
Yeah. From a technical perspective, this seemed like something tough to pull off. But even if it was possible to do something that crazy, a collective singular event across every game seemed destined to crash Fortnite servers at the very least, as its huge player base all tried to queue up to view at the same exact moment. Epic has created a new class of player experience for Fortnite. They are moving beyond "this is a fun battle royale" title and fundamentally changing how games work and are experienced by their players.
Mm-hmm.
And
See, I think with this though, I think some games like Destiny or let's say what's the one that we like actually we all like to play that's coming out in March. It's the second Division.
Oh, Division.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, granted, it would obviously be much more difficult, I think, with the technical scale that they would have to do, or the technical things they'd have to do to pull that off in a game that advanced, because Fortnite is. Yeah, I don't care.
No, you know why I'm saying that?
You're gonna bring that game up every time. I'm
No,
telling
stop,
you right
stop,
now, that
stop.
game is gonna be trash. I don't care.
Who cares
I'm
about
done.
what your
I don't
thoughts
talk about
are?
Anthem.
Because now you just played yourself.
I play myself
Because you just
How?
called a game that you don't even play or whatever,
It's
haven't
too
even
much.
played, trash, and we don't know what it is, whatever, but I highly doubt that it's trash. But my whole point on saying Anthem is because what Fortnite is doing is not what Destiny is doing right now. It's not what's what is the other one? The
Well,
Division.
how can you say what
Let me
Anthem's doing?
let me
Haven't even done
explain
yet?
it. Let me explain it, Big Pimpin'. Let me explain it. Destiny. When you're on Destiny and you're in the EDZ zone, and let's say you're on Earth or wherever, you're on whatever planet Mars or whatever, and you're doing a public event. when you're doing a public event, you can actually, which I've been doing, you can actually rejoin the public event quick because there's like say 8,000 servers that are happening at the same time, but those events are not timed together. So I'm able to jump back into another public event so I can constantly keep getting coins or whatever. I got to work the system.
And that was the big thing that I was trying to figure out why they were so excited about the scale of this Fortnite event. And it's because it was a simultaneous server-wide event, which is pretty dope.
Yes. So what Anthem is doing or going to do on their servers, everything will be one server across the board. So what you see happens in real time on all the servers. And that's what they were able to achieve and pull off in Fortnite. And again, Fortnite's not, state-of-the-art graphics and high-end this, high-end that, or whatever. It looks great for cartoon art and all that good stuff. But I'm saying I can't wait until I see that being played out because the Division is the same way. It's on different servers or whatever. It's not playing across all servers at one time. There's always a latency or a delay issue with the servers happening at one time. But so that's what my point about Anthem.
With that being said, let me first retract my statement of Anthem's going to be trash. Yeah. I don't think it'll be trash, but I don't think it'll be what everybody is hoping it will be.
I'm worried about it.
There's too much drama around it. I'm definitely worried about it, but I do have to keep my trash statement in my pocket.
Yeah, because he's gonna be a main
for
player.
When stuff is really trash. So I do retract that statement. But with that being said, that does sound cool. Hopefully they could do it. I doubt it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's we've got hopes for a good game. I got excited when I was reading the Game Informer article about what the world is and what to expect and how long they've been working on it for.
Yeah.
What I'm worried about is who's in charge of the game, and their track record has been real bad recently.
Oh yeah, definitely been sketchy in the sense of I don't like the statement that we're diverting a little bit. They came out with about Mass Andromeda, how
that's
it was
exactly
other
what
titles,
I was going to say.
It was other titles that came in and affected how the turnout of that game and who was playing it, this, that, and the other. And what I'm basically saying is they blamed their tanking on Zelda and whatever other titles came out in that same month. And with that being said, it's kind of weird because now you're launching this game on February 22nd of 2019 with 3 major titles on the same date. So are you going to use that excuse, or are you about that life and you're going to show us what you really got? I believe they're going to show us what they really got because there is no reason for them to hold true to that date or until this game is actually ready because their company depends on it. And,
how much of that belief is being propped up by the fact that you really believe in this game and not the actual company,
No, I believe in my research and what I've been delving into the company, into the game itself, what I've seen, what I've read about, everything that they've shown to date, everybody's opinions on the playthroughs. I'm going solely off of that by far. As far as now, again, we're not talking about
based on your research and everything, because out of everyone here, you've done the most on this game.
Yeah, I'll give you the knowledge on Anthem.
And when it comes to what you've seen so far, because what I got from what I've seen as far as the people talking about the playthroughs, they were, I wouldn't say they were blown away, but they were like, yeah, this game's going to be great. It's fun, so on and so forth. But it just seemed like it's something to where it could get stale. I heard a lot of people saying, well, the environments do look similar, so on and so forth. So what do you think about that?
No, never heard that. What I heard was everybody was focused on the mechanics of shooting mechanics while you're in the sky, while you're in the air. And as far as let's say something right now about the whole stale gaming, because that's been the biggest misnomer about gaming since the gaming started. Because if you can take asteroids, you can take freaking Galaga, you can take anything. Every game is repetitive for sure. Even whatever role-playing game, even God of War, if you go through it multiple times on hard levels. But at the end of the day, is it fun? Does it draw you back in? Fortnite is the most repetitive game, along with Destiny. I can tell you because I have at least logged about 5,000 hours in both versions of Destiny with a full 3 characters. So what I'm telling you is they're repetitive, but is it fun at the end of the day? And what are you chasing in the game? Are you chasing loot? Are you chasing a particular set of armor and all those things or whatever? Because every game is repetitive, whether it's Mario's, whether it's just trying to negotiate a particular level, playing it over and over because you can't finish it or whatever. But so to me, that's a misnomer. But does the game look good? Does it play good? Are the mechanics there? That's what I heard as far as Anthem, and being able to control the like when you're in your suit. It actually only has so much thrust or whatever, and if you go under a waterfall, if you go into water, you're able to cool it down. So there's kind of mechanics that you can adjust to and do maneuvering. It's just like being a warlock in Destiny or whatever. You can jump up, cut your glide or whatever, and then tap, and then cut your glide again. This is I like that maneuverability in the sky, and I heard that was amazing in the game. Everybody gave that raving reviews. At the end of the day, we have to see how it goes, but I'm not going to throw BioWare under the bus for that one Mass Effect Andromeda when they delivered a bunch of Mass Effects that were amazing titles, and they were an amazing company, and to give them the benefit to say, we got this. Let us take the time to develop this game, whatever. We know this is not even their genre of game. That's the whole thing about this also. You guys got to, have to understand. But
I guess you bring up a good point in saying, they have delivered in the past. So
they have, but that was before they were under the banner of the Dark Lord.
Well, at the end, see, I'm not, okay, let's talk real talk. Okay, real talk.
Wait, real quick, before you get into that, I just want to throw this out there. The 4 games that are going to be released on the same, or the games that are going to be released the same day as Anthem.
Don't say
is
Crackdown.
Anthem, Metro Exodus, Crackdown, and Days Gone.
Crackdown's been softly
Crackdown. Oh yeah,
delayed.
Crackdown. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that's right. So Metro Exodus and Days Gone.
Exactly. And if you're going up against Metro, you better be about that life. I mean, there's nothing else for me to say.
That's going to be a big one for some people.
That's going to be a huge one for them. But at the end of the day, okay, let's talk real talk. CD Projekt Red, perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They are, to me, they cannot do wrong. They cannot do wrong.
No, but they are the eternal good guy so far.
They have been. But you know what they're going to get today? Do you know what they're going to Do you know what they're going to get today?
I might have an idea.
Thinking you get a bad gamer.
Yes. It's with a heavy heart. CD Projekt Red showed Cyberpunk on a PC, running on a PC, when they were asked multiple times, is this going to be this current gen console? Not even a question. They're, off of the 55-minute playthrough, and they told everyone, yes, this is going to be current gen, this, that, and the other, take still from Soul, yada, 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 and all that good stuff. And they're like, oh, is this in alpha form, or what form is this in? Are you guys close? Are you not close? Oh, yeah, this is in alpha form, this, that, and the other. This game is close, blah, 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 blah. Now it comes out that they were playing this game on a damn near high-end computer.
Yup. You're
simulating a PS5 or an Xbox 2.
I'm telling.
And this game is not coming out for 2 to 3 years. This is surely an Xbox 2 and a PS5 game. Will you be able to play a slider version on the Pro and on the X? Possibly. I would say definitely yes.
Not.
You won't be able to play on a PS4. It's going to be you're going to peel a lot of anti-aliasing and shaders. Bit mapping and all kind of other stuff off this title or whatever. So to me, what they were doing, and which I don't think they needed to do, they were shopping for a publisher. Because they don't have a publisher. The publisher.
Which is so weird, because you'd think that they'd get one with the fact that they're so well known.
No, but here's the thing, man. It's like, see, I got tied us back into the NBA draft. Free agency. What they want to do, they want to spark up and show everybody so everybody can be talking about it, so they can bid up the game. So when, as a publisher or whatever, like, hey, this publisher wants to offer you $10 million to take on this game, blah, 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 blah. We're going to offer you this. You can get this amount of proceeds from the game itself, whatever. We'll take this little bit here, that, and the other. And in order just to bring people in and show up to them and not really have the full scope of what they want to do and have that buzz, they wanted to show it behind closed doors to the journalists, to content creators and all that stuff, whatever, to get them all hyped up, all ready for it, all juicy. And again, this ties into The Last of Us. You can show stuff on development kits and on high PCs all day long. Does not mean you're going to be playing this at your home. When it comes out, you hope to be. Not even a question. It's that whole bait and switch crap. And to me, they didn't need to do that because at the end of the day, Soul and Broke, let me ask you, if CD Projekt Red is offered a buttload of money by EA, what you gonna do, homie? What you gonna do? Are you gonna take the money? Or are you gonna be like, because they talk crap about EA, but they're looking for a publisher.
I'd like to believe they're better than that.
I would. You know what? Honestly, truly, what I would do is I would just wait till the game came out. I wouldn't buy it.
You mean as far as you from if they went with EA opposed to
yeah, because
just
because I would be curious to see if they had any EA sauce in it. That's it.
Because they can't. Well, one thing we know about CD Projekt Red, they give a lot of things away for free. And again,
right.
And again, they've never steered us wrong, other than this whole little tit for tat that happened at E3. And at the end of the day, they're trying to push their wares, so I totally understand. But to me, if they would have showed this to Warner Brothers, to whatever publisher they really wanted to go with, they would have snapped this up like Snapple. I mean, period.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you. I think that's the best way to do it. Especially your CD Projekt Red, you're tried and true at this point. It's time. I think you have enough cachet to be like, yo, Warner Brothers, I'd like to meet with you. We want to show you our game and possibly think about, signing as a publisher. Don't you guys think that?
What's The Witcher was Warner was them.
Yeah. So I mean that's what I'm saying. They have enough cachet to at least go there or go elsewhere and be like, hey, we just want to see if we can talk business or whatever, talk shop, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But think that they would.
But see, so here's the thing: when you start giving a lot of stuff away, and you're not charging, and then they charge for those 3 different DLCs or whatever for Witcher, this gaming costs a lot of money as far as the making, the staff, the creators, it's that whole process or whatever, and to even make their games whatever in their country, they actually get money siphoned from the government. To they put in grants to make these titles. So even with Cyberpunk, they put in a grant from the government to help fund this title. So they're not like flush with just cash. You would think so, just based upon the success of all.
But I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. They already have the majority of the game fleshed out. I would think,
for sure, yeah, because they're coming from the Cyberpunk book and the ethology and all that stuff.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, I mean. Yes, don't get it twisted. I'm sure they need dollars. They need some change to really get it going and whatnot. But I mean, as when it comes to free stuff and so on and so forth, I mean, they already have a huge foundation to work off of. So I don't see how they've got a little bit of money to get the game started.
That's not true because of their money, their funding, the way they fund their games and how they do it or whatever. They're not totally flush like that with money to sit here and sit on this title for 3 to 4 years and not have any income, coming in other than doing re-releases and bundles of The Witcher on different systems. So that's why
not that Skyrim route.
Exactly. A la Skyrim. Skyrim's on everything. Witcher's not on everything because everything can't run it. That's the problem.
Put Witcher on the Switch.
Oh my God! If you want your Switches to catch on fire,
that's a train wreck. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. But but so at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying as far as the whole Anthem thing, and then them dealing with EA. Hopefully, EA has learned the lesson. Supposedly,
so you're saying you have no trepidation about Anthem coming out.
No, I do not. Because yes, I'm saying that because. This company is all in.
He's been playing Destiny.
Yeah, we're let's say we're sitting here playing poker or whatever, and they just basically BioWare pushed their chips all in on Anthem. And making that statement, like, Jesus, you made a statement like that, like this is why the game tanked. No, why the game tanked is because freaking the animations were crazy. You're sitting there looking, dude, the person looking off to the right and one eyeball swirling around.
But you see, but you don't. But wait.
My face is tired.
You see,
real with that game.
Yeah, but you don't. But you see Like what you just said right there should give you cause to pause.
No, it doesn't.
As Stephen A. Smith would say,
because
you're saying that they blamed the tanking of their game on another game coming out, as opposed to the work that they actually know that they did not put into that game.
Okay, but
and yet you think Anthem's going to come out polished,
yes,
like a brand new baby, just ready to go.
It's not going to. No, you're missing one thing. You're missing one thing.
No, but
wait, let me finish.
I just need you to explain that to me. How do you not think?
Here we go. I'm gonna explain it. You can be like, oh damn, homie, that was the D team on that game. On Mass Effect was the D team. It wasn't the AB.
What does that have to do?
Let me explain.
No. Hold on. What does that have to do with BioWare as a whole? I don't care if it's A, B, C, D, E team coming out and saying, no, Zelda did that to us. It wasn't us. It was Zelda. And walking away.
No. I'm telling you. No. Stop. I'm not telling you off a dude's stupid comment. I'm not basing what I'm saying off a dude's stupid comment. I'm telling you why Mass Effect looked and played the way it did. Because they were hang on. Already. But that's the thing. That's what you got to understand. All the while, they were working on Mass Effect Andromeda 6 years ago. They were working on a little game called Anthem 8 years ago. And it was the A team working on this game and the B team working on this game the whole time. Then they didn't look up. Wait, hang on.
That put out Kotar.
Yeah.
Working on this.
So they didn't look up and see what the D team was doing. Once they did, they were like, "Damn, what? Who let the? How did this slip past? Because somebody was trying to make a name for themselves. Whatever the manager,
sad game.
Whatever manager that was given the reins for that game was like, you know what? I can pull this out or whatever, a la Luke Smith." From Destiny or whatever, because you haven't seen Luke in like about 4 months. He's been in hiding or whatever. Everybody else
is in the basement.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else has been talking but him. But at the end of the day, that's where I'm coming from. I'm coming from along the lines of the number one team has been working on this game. Not only was it working on this game, it even pulled off of what's that role playing game they had? They were starting to board or whatever, as far as getting ready for the storyboards and all that stuff, whatever.
Dragon Age.
They even pulled off their teams from Dragon Age, whatever. We're all in on Anthem because this is the company. If we don't get this right, there's going to be consequences and repercussions and layoffs and who the hell knows what else. But at the end of the day, I have faith that they're going to put out a freaking awesome game. That's my take.
Across all servers, huh?
I'm just gonna sit over here in Sketch City and just look at your game with squinty eyes, man.
Well, but again, we had problems with the Division. I rode through it. Had problems with Destiny. I rode through it. Priest rose through a lot of games, and he will ride with the game if you get it right and working on it. But if you ain't getting it right or working on it, I'm out. I never once bought Mass Effect Andromeda because they bailed on that game. They went ahead and flushed it down the toilet.
I bought it. I'm the true supporter of BioWare.
That was a fast bail on that game too. They didn't even say like, "Hey, you can just have the DLC. We don't even care anymore."
Exactly, because they were like the time that it takes to go back and fix this game, whatever, and recode it and everything else, and get just the facial animations correct or whatever. And again, a lot of people say that's not a bad game. They say the facial tics and animations. One of my biggest reasons why not buying it is because all the drama surrounding it. And top it off is for the Xbox, there is no 4K version for it. It's just a standard 1080p game, and I went ahead and tweeted out to the producer of that game, and the director or whatever. Are you going to fix this game, whatever, or patch? There's going to be a 4K patch for the Xbox. He's like, nope. Sorry to say that we're not patching that game any longer or whatever. That game's a wrap. And I was like,
they ditched that game, man. They left it behind to get eaten by the wolves.
Yeah, exactly. But again,
they definitely said, I don't care.
That's a poor management situation. They weren't keeping their eye on the ball with that game up into the fruition of what it looked like. But again, we all remember at E3 that it had a great showing. When she jumped over that freaking little chasm, whatever, into the other area. It was like, oh man, in 4K. We were like, oh my God. Or whatever, and then it came out looking like
it was
crap.
Pretty cool.
So I understand Soul's reservation, but Soul he goes a little bit too hard or whatever, because he'll be the main one in the middle of the night, butt naked, sitting there playing the game. Oh, this is good. I gotta tell Priest, like, oh my God, this is pretty tight. So so you might want to slow your roll just in case.
Hey, I tell you what, I am a man that jumps in with both feet and jumps out with both feet. So,
but then he jumps back in. Hey,
then I'll jump back.
Destiny.
But no matter what I
Hey.
do, it's with both feet. Tried and true.
That's too funny. But I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But at the end of the day, we went hell long on that. But I have faith.
Sorry.
I have faith that Anthem will be a great game. They will pull it out. They put too much work, time, and effort into that, or whatever. And you guys don't ever forget who you're listening to. All right, what else do we have, man?
Okay, so for all you hardcore master race players out there,
Right here,
it's
present.
rumored to be full mouse and keyboard support
Yes.
for Xbox One. That could change the gaming landscape. I doubt it.
Not really.
Microsoft may be readying a new weapon that could shift the balance of console wars. The mouse. Wait, you say, didn't they promise that years ago? And aren't the peripherals already available?
No, they actually did
Kinda.
have that back in the 360 days. But anyway.
Yeah.
I digress.
But going whole hog into PC-style controls allows Microsoft to create powerful synergies with Windows, performing a flanking maneuver against arch-rival Sony. Windows Central got a hold of internal presentation from Microsoft that details what could be a full-court press on the mouse and keyboard front, which is one the company is uniquely suited to attempt.
For sure.
So, what do you guys think? For me,
that's on.
not really my cup of tea. I'm cool with that.
The future.
That's on broke, man.
This is it right here, man. There are some games
Let me ask you this though:
that
like,
need
what?
the mouse.
No, I mean not really though. I mean,
Any of the
I'm pretty sure.
MMOs that
I'm
you can
pretty
play on the
sure
Xbox.
I'm pretty
Mouse
sure
and
you put
keyboard.
me and Priest up against me and Priest with controllers playing Destiny against people on mouse and keyboard playing Destiny. We would beat them, or if not, hold our own and be very, very close to beating
I'll
them.
take that 10
I
milliseconds.
promise you that.
Yep.
So it doesn't. I did that whole like, oh, mouse and keyboard is the way to go. It's way better to play in the FPS. Come see me, homie.
Yeah,
I'll show you a thing or two.
me and Soul came from that life, man. That's the thing.
Possibly. The thing is that you guys have the experience, but we're talking about like, I don't know if you guys remember when they opened up crossplay between the computers and the consoles with Rocket League. Like a game like that,
Yeah, ain't
you
nobody
think that?
playing that.
Yeah,
Listen, man,
that's quick twitch.
lots of people
yeah,
are
that's
playing
quick
that game.
twitch.
I know.
That's on
I'm just
folk,
kidding.
We're just
Yes,
mowing
yes.
the console.
Yeah,
scrubs
that's
down,
on
man.
angle. That's different or whatever because it's on
Yeah,
angles and
that's a whole
turnarounds.
different
Whatever.
ball
You press
game.
it-
More than one type of game. You guys are super focused on how well this will work out for FPSs, but
Well,
there's
the reason
bunch of
why, though,
other
bro,
games that make use
you
of
can't you can't deny the fact that every single time an FPS game is brought up, oh, it's way better on mouse and keyboard when it comes from the
like
PC
I
Master Race.
said
So that's the only reason
myself
why
as
that
well
focus
too,
is
but
there.
it's just because of preferences. You guys have already fine-tuned your playing ability to the fact where it doesn't bother you how the reticles work, but I just know that it's easier for me to point and click instead of having to coordinate my thumbs and then like have to use my finger to pull the trigger instead of just moving my wrist and clicking at once, which is just one hand all at once. I know it sounds basically the same what you're doing, but it feels different. And then when it comes to games where you're walking around and exploring like MMOs and stuff, the ability to have all of your keyboard to access macros and set up a bunch of different stuff is a really big deal to those people. So it's just, I think it's for types of games, the mouse and keyboard will.
I don't know, man. I've just seen it
above.
done so masterfully on the controller before, a la God of War, games like that, where you have, a handful of things that you're doing at once. I mean, even Destiny. Look at all the things you have to do at once.
Well, Destiny has
jump,
a PC crowd as well too, though.
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. If they opened up crossplay on Destiny
That would
between
be
like
the real test
Xbox
right
and
there.
PC, I can assure you I'd be mowing some PC players down. And
Yeah,
Priest
but
would too.
that's because you guys are already at a level of experience that surpasses most average players. But I'm wondering what the top tier versus you guys would do, because one thing that I like about the mouse is that the mouse that I currently have, which is a Logitech mouse, I can adjust my my DPI on the fly with my thumb. So if I'm sniping, if I go into zoom, I can immediately hit a button that just drops the sensitivity on the actual reticule, so that when I'm moving it around, I can do more fine-tuned operations. zoom in.
That sounds like tomfoolery. That sounds like a
It may
conspiracy
sound like
theory.
it, but it makes such a huge difference, dude. I'm telling you right here. And some games like Battlefront 2 do that automatically for you. Inside of the options, they'll drop the DPI for you as soon as you zoom in. And other games, you have to do it yourself, and you kind of have to micromanage it. But that's super fine-tuned gaming. So I think that's what you'll be able to do with a mouse and a keyboard. It's just more access to more buttons. But there's no right or wrong here. It's just nice to be able to have more things to play with.
All I know is this. Back in the day, I came from every possible mouse and keyboard configurations. From the rolling mouse to the mouse that curves to your actual hand to, you know,
that
you have
weird one with the ball in the thumb?
Yep, you have finger buttons or whatever. You have each finger or whatever on each one or whatever, and all those different components. You know, every form or fashion, whatever mouse and keyboard configuration. Some of the freaking, you know, some that cost, you know, in the $200-$300 realm. I don't miss any of that, you know, over controller. And
that's just personal preference.
No,
dude.
no, it's
I'm curious too.
personal
I want to
preference.
know what you think about this. I mean, you're talking about how you can drop the what do you call it, DPI or whatever when
It's basically just
sniping and
the
whatnot.
sensitivity.
Yeah, it's just,
Right when
yeah.
you drop the sensitivity. But I mean, I think and I know for a fact there is a player that I play with quite frequently. He's one of my good friends. And with a controller, he can control the sniper rifle like it's nobody's business.
Yeah,
So
and
I
that's what I'm
just
saying,
think
that's skill level to a different point. Like when you've mastered
Right.
the controller, I remember the first time I saw a Halo player tell me that I should turn up my sensitivity so that I could make faster movements with my reticule, and I was like, that's an option? What? And then from there I was like, oh, there are people doing this on the regular now. This is why
for
people
sure.
can, you know, surefire so quickly. It's because they have their sensitivity just up so high that they can just flick it in the right direction, and when like just sense memory, they know exactly when to shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I
But
don't
again,
know.
At the end of the day, it's personal preference, and
Exactly. And
you know.
that's what I'm pushing for. It's just more options. I mean, I'm still excited that the GameCube controller is an available thing for the Switch when Smash Ultimate comes out. So, you know, I've got my ways.
Dang, but I don't think it'll catch on or whatever, because a lot of people do not have their situation set up to where they're at a desk with their console. They're usually in a living room environment, you know, and so they're utilizing a controller with multiple people playing, you know, and all that stuff, whatever. It just gets, and then doing like what you're talking about or whatever, setting up the hotkeys, you actually need a PC interface to get that out of a console, and you're not going to get that. You know, you may get it on the new system or whatever, as far as being able to do a lot of code or whatever, which you're still not going to get, because on the PC end or whatever, there are mods that are being used, keystroke mods that are being used. That's not going to be on the console.
Well, I'll tell you right now that on my keyboard, I don't have to access any interfaces. It actually it's with a fully programmable interface on it. So if I wanted to set up groups of keys to be pressed at once and then be locked into one, I guess, a pattern or like a script, I could do that without ever doing that on the actual GUI on the computer. I just do it on the keyboard. I just hit a few buttons and then it starts to blink, and then I press my keys in order.
Yeah, but we're talking about console. See, you said
yeah.
PC,
But if I can hook up this here keyboard into a USB slot, it will still do the same thing. I'll just set the macros, and then from now on, whenever I press that button in the gaming profile, it'll pull off all of the buttons in the order that I set them up.
Yeah, but it'll pull off those buttons or whatever. But at the end of the day, when do you need jump, right, or whatever, up and down? And then
I'm thinking about MMOs. I mentioned that earlier. You know, if I want to pull off a skill cycle in a certain amount of time or in a certain order, rather than to have to move my hand around, which should be being used to move my character around on the field, I reach over with one finger, quickly tap a button that's set to a macro, and then it does all of these skills in a sequence.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I mean, all those little fun genie controllers, whatever, that you hold the auto fire down, or, you know, all
yeah,
those
and those always weirded me out.
Those controllers never
They were
caught
good
on.
maybe for like fighting games, because you could just low kick somebody to death.
Yeah, even with that, yeah, you're sitting there or whatever doing that. Even with that or whatever, just those controllers never caught
I
on.
would say cheater.
And even when
Low kick life.
even when the keyboard and mouse was available for the 360, to where you can use whatever wireless keyboard and mouse you wanted, nobody used that stuff. So
But it was an afterthought. It was a rough approximation of what it should have been.
This is going to be also, though. This is not
if they're going
to
to introduce something that's fully, because maybe it won't even come out with this generation. They could be talking about something that could be for the next gen. So if they do make that a possibility for the next gen, and it's already, it's in the sauce, like you like to say, then it might not be so much of an issue.
Well,
You know what they need to put in the sauce? The
What's
ability
that?
to watch anime on your console without having to use Crunchyroll. That's what they need to put in the sauce.
Wait, what about VRV? That's the next step.
Yeah, VRV is not even on the Xbox. So I just
Yes, it
looked
is,
up.
dude. I have it. I watch it
my God.
faithfully on my Xbox every day. Watch
You
that
do?
Food Wars. Yeah, I got to show you some stuff, man.
Oh man, yeah, you do. Because I had to pay for Hulu just so I could get my wife through Naruto Shippuden.
Nah, bro, I'll show you. I even keep it on a USB external hard drive. I have all my games on there, so whenever I go to a friend's house, I'll just unplug that from my Xbox and I'll bring it over, and we can access all of my like streaming things because my profile is basically linked to that USB.
And it'll download it onto my Xbox?
Yep. Or you can put it onto the external. It won't even download it. It'll just access the file as another hard drive on the Xbox.
Oh yeah, we're going
I'll
to
show
do
you.
that.
I'll show you some cool
All
stuff,
right.
man.
Okay, well, that concludes the show, fellas. So I mean,
Oh wait, real quick. Lastly, on the docket, real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one
Show-
more though. I just thought of something.
Showtime announces Halo TV series
Yes.
details. I won't go into all the details, but what do you guys think about that?
Well, I just hope it happens. Halo's been
Yeah,
a long
right?
time coming with that whole series.
Because
And
we've been waiting on the eventual show or movie for a while now.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg was supposed to produce the series from back in the day. I don't know who's producing it now. So yeah, we'll definitely see how that goes. What else did you have, bro?
I just think that I don't know. I've read too many Halo books to think they could even touch anything like that.
Well,
in
a
the
TV show would
TV
be the
universe.
closest approximation rather than a movie. Because the thing is that faithful
for sure.
TV
I don't
shows
want them to
based
do
on
either.
books are good.
Yeah, I don't want them to do
Usually.
either.
Like Game of Thrones is. You saw how well that show's doing.
Yeah.
Make me
So
another
don't hate.
book.
Let the well, there's many books still out there that are being generated by
Plenty.
writers. But and who knows what universe or what time area or situation they actually pull from.
Yeah, because
So
they
you
could
never
go
know.
like pre-Master Chief and work up to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the thing that I just thought of, I actually just read it today when I was on my lunch break, was good news is coming for PC gamers. You guys who are out there who have been looking to buy a better graphics card, save your money until next month. Apparently, a massive like swing back is happening with the bit mining. It just lost like 20% within the last month. So a lot of cards are going sub MSRP pretty soon. So you'll be able to get some really good deals on those cards that you've been waiting for.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so a
Nice.
card that'll cost you somewhere around $250 or something, you could probably get it for less than $200 if you just wait and buy it at the right place.
Just get a Pro or Xbox One X.
Get them deals.
The deals.
Exactly. Well, all right, fellas. The show has come to an end. So
Yes, indeed.
this is X Priest saying peace.
This is Soul. I'm out.
And this is Broke Gamer.
Thanks for listening to Ether Gamer Radio.
Thanks for listening to Ether Gamer Radio.